May- Maybe I can add a little bit more from my perspective to your question, which is a very important question. And I want to have three parts to the answer. One is I want to give you an example from MIT. And the only reason I'm using MIT, to the best of my knowledge, this kind of analysis has only been done for MIT. Bank Boston has done in 1989 an analysis of the companies spun out of MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. If you go to MIT Innovation PDF Google search, this report will come up. To that point, until 1987, 4,000 companies were formed out of one organization, one university, students who graduated and faculty members, and they were operating in every single country in the world. Total number of employees were 1.1 million people, and total revenues was $230 billion. So one institution, if you do it right, and Stanford is probably bigger, Johns Hopkins and this and that, it's just a big machinery that creates economic growth. So that's very important. If you do it right, if the government, industry, and academia could get together, magic happens, because the people will make it, as Dr. Manguch said. The other part is, right now, if you don't have research, the connection between academia and industry, they look at you as a skilled labor source. You graduate to students, they go and work, and the connection is very tenuous after that. However, if the ideas are created in academia, so if academia becomes, a university becomes a research university, ideas are generated here. The students and professors here generate the ideas. In this kind of high technology, you really need the inventors be part of the process, because it's very complex, even in US. So you actually end up working with industry in a very seamless, easy fashion, because that's what is needed. That creates a relationship which is very powerful, because you are the source of the idea. They license it from you, and they use your expertise and your students to make it happen. And that brings the academia and industry together in a very nice manner, and government has a lot of role to play there, funding that transition especially, but also having patent laws. Protection of ideas is extremely important. You can't just take people's ideas and put it together. You need to invent something nobody else has ever invented and then put it into use. So that's the number 2 point. Third point, the question comes to mind, can Ecuador compete when the world is spending $20 billion in nanotechnology? And yes, it can, for a number of reasons. And there are 3 reasons that I see why Ecuador can compete. One is the magic word of globalization. The world has changed. It's not the 50 years old world. You can access information, you can access people, you can access everything all around the world in a much better, easier way. What you do here, you sell it in South Korea. And so the globalization is a real factor in the world. That famous book flattens the world in a sense. And the other one is innovation. Innovation has always been around, but the speed of innovation has changed. Before, it took us 50 years to get a telephone into a marketplace. Now it takes us 2 years to get a new innovation in cell phones into the marketplace. Because speed is faster, it gives an opportunity to smaller, or what in the US we call underdogs, smaller countries or smaller organizations, to actually compete with large organizations and countries. The third one is very important, and government has a huge role to play there, is to pick your competitive advantage. Nanotechnology is a new field, and it's going to be around, as Dr. Manguch said, for a very long time, and it's going to be all over. It's going to be in shampoos we use, it's going to be in the clothes we wear, in the ties, in the shoes, and military. It will be a very ubiquitous technology that will be all around the world. So it has an incredible economic power generation potential. What is the competitive advantage of Ecuador? Environment, you guys are very good at that. I've never seen any environmental protection that at the level of Galapagos anywhere. I've been all around the world, from China to Japan to Korea and India, and it is the passion to protect it is so powerful, you can feel it. Environment, water resources, agriculture, these three things are going to be the future in the world. Not just for this country, for every country in the world. And you guys have a competitive advantage. Is it unique? Unique? Some may be, but you have definitely competitive advantage because it's in the nature, genes of your country and the students. And you'll feel it every day. So if you can use the nanotechnology applications where you have competitive advantage with globalization and speed of innovation, I think there's no reason why you couldn't do what South Korea did in 10, 20 years time frame, or Japan did, or Denmark is exploding right now. And Dublin, go to Dublin, it's an entrepreneurial city. So it is possible.
Bueno, yo quería hacer una pregunta que casi ha respondido Guido. Es referente justamente a la confianza. Desgraciadamente, en nuestro país, a veces el sector industrial siempre está ausente de este tipo de eventos, donde obviamente se está hablando de una transferencia o la posibilidad de transferir algunos productos que se han probado en la universidad o que la universidad está tratando de hacer. Desgraciadamente tampoco el Estado ha hecho o ha tomado medidas para poder sentar en la mesa a los universitarios, a los profesores universitarios, a los industriales. Como decía también alguien, desgraciadamente las industrias viven al día. No hay centros de desarrollo ni peor aún de investigación. Entonces, desgraciadamente, cuando algún profesor quiere proponer un prototipo, entonces le dicen, ¿y eso está aprobado?